story about how lean market research aided the underbanked. It's a story about how we use lean market research to do new product development, to make a product for people who the FDIC have termed underbanked. They're people who have irregular jobs. They're people who live with little to scarce savings. And they're people with an unhealthy amount of debt. And they truly live outside of our mainstream financial service industry. So the route we took was to employ a design thinking approach. So we went out into their neighborhoods. And I have to tell you that that was an eye-opener in itself. And we also interviewed them there. We interviewed them at public facilities as well as at some of the payday loan facilities. We wanted to really uncover the things that we know from behavioral economics that are key of importance, which are the emotional factors driving behavior. So we really wanted to dig deep and find out what were the conscious elements in their decision making and what were the unconscious elements. So we employed different techniques, and the one that I'm going to talk to you about today is metaphor elicitation. I like to think of it as a projective technique and then how you do the analysis. Now when we were in the field, we used many cards, but today I took a lot of the pictures and just put them together. And what I'm going to have you do is learn more about the projective techniques by being my consumers or my users. And so what I would like you to do is to play along and think about debt. Think about how you personally feel living with debt. Not how you hope to feel 10 or 15 years from now, or not how you felt when you were younger. But just sitting here today, living with debt. And get in touch with that feeling. And what I'm going to show you then, I'm going to show you 10 slides, and each slide is going to have 16 pictures on it. And I want you to briefly look through each slide at each of the pictures, and I want you to pick one, such as this cow. And what you're looking for is a picture that resonates with you in terms of how you feel about living with debt today. Once something resonates with you, make note of it. What image did you pick?
The ladder leaning up against the wall.
Okay. And why does the ladder resonate with you when you think about debt, living with debt?
It's something that you're trying to climb out of.
Huh. Okay. Somebody else? Yeah.
I picked maze, the grass maze.
Okay. And
It's never ending. I never really finish.
okay, great. Okay, let's take one more and then I'll share. Yes, sir.
The rope that was fraying,
Yeah.
and so it was like a very tenuous type of situation that looked like it could snap at any moment.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, nice. Okay, well, let's see what the underbanked people picked. I'm in the spider web, and debt is going to eat me, and there's no way out. So that's how he was experiencing his life, because these were people with multiple payday loans and truly in debt. This one, the person said, I feel stranded with debt. I feel like it's only me that has this burden. I'm all alone. In fact, one of the women I interviewed, she had moved back home with her parents, and the father had lost his job, and she had bad debt. And the parents came to her and said, geez, Dad lost the job. It's time for you to, help out with the rent. You've been working. And she wouldn't let me videotape her, wouldn't let me audio tape her. She was so embarrassed about having the amount of debt she had that when her parents asked her to contribute to the rent, she described it of having to come clean to her parents. I don't know, that just really resonated with me, you know, that it was that drastic of a situation. Well, what she said was, she said, this factory is working and working and working, but it's not going anywhere. She said, that's me. I'm working and working and working, but I'm not getting ahead. And that's how she experienced it. This was another one that was like, okay. And this woman said, for me, debt is like clutter. She said, it's like those hoarders you know on TV. She said, I can't breathe with debt. It's so overwhelming. So who are these people? School teachers, daycare workers, home health care workers, ex-cons, truck drivers, maintenance workers at the airport, people who work at Target and Best Buy, retired administrative school secretary. They're people who work really hard and are trying hard to have a good life, who do not have enough money to get through the month. They run out of money before the month's over and they get paid again. That's 12% of Americans. And 12 million Americans in one given year will take out a payday loan. I'm not going to ask if any of you have them. I'm hoping not. A payday loan is a short-term, short credit loan of $100 to $500, usually a couple $100. It's for like 2 weeks. You don't need a credit score to get a payday loan. All you need to do is prove you have a job. The thing about payday loans is they're on average 391% interest. Okay, think about it. You have a credit card, I'm sure, in your wallet. You're paying somewhere between 13 and 22% interest. And you know when you fall behind on your credit card, you pay that finance fee and then the interest starts. And you know how fast, if you know, I'm assuming some of you have had a credit card experience, you know how fast that interest adds up. You're talking 13 to 22%. These are 391% interest. It gives me goosebumps even still. Okay, so you take out $200 on a Friday. You go in because you need money to buy groceries or shoes or something. You take out $200. In 2 weeks, you owe $240. In those 2 weeks, when you go back, if you don't have the $240, that's okay. They'll let you have 2 more weeks for another $40. Think about it. That's $200 you just paid $80 for. And this is for the people in our country that are working hard and they get in trouble. And they have multiple payday loans. I interviewed people that had 7 to 10 payday loans. I had a lady that came in with a calendar. She had it all organized, who she had to pay when. They're robbing Peter to pay Paul. No wonder the lady felt like a factory. You know, I mean, they're not going to get ahead. So then, just to show you the research part of it, how we took our interviewing in the field, basically, and how we defined it, and hopefully a little bit of more education here about metaphor elicitation. So we talked about the projective technique, we demonstrated that. So now we'll move into the synthesis and analysis. The thing is basically like a lot of processes, we put Post-its on the wall, we did sketching of what we heard, and we did mind mapping. And what we came up with was really 2 themes. And those themes, I mean, the ones I'm going to share with you are 2. We had other ones, but these were 2 of the strong ones that I think that you could appreciate. One was the cycle of debt, the idea that you can't get out. And the other was on track. And the on track one was an aspirational theme that came up. And what that was about was the people really feel like, even though they're in these dire straits and they're not getting promoted in their job, they're not getting paid more, they talk about getting back on track. They don't know how they're going to do it, but they want to get back on track. So what we do in metaphor elicitation, is we try to tie our findings into the core metaphors that are driving the behavior. And these two tied into these two metaphors. Control for the cycle of debt, because you don't have any control if you're in a cycle of debt. And control is an orientational metaphor. Up is good, down is bad. A smile, your lips go up. A frown, your lips go down. You could say, you know, I'm feeling on top of the world, and you could say you're feeling like you're in the cellar. The other metaphor was balance. Being on track is being on balance. And balance is a physical metaphor. And it has to do with, like you might say something like, I'm feeling off kilter today, or I'm, you know, it's just, my life is so out of balance, or you're seeking a balanced life. What can we do for these people, you know? And the people that we worked with on the project were Connect Federal Savings and Loan. And they are just up the street here, up off the 405, headquartered in Manhattan Beach. And they have the greater LA, it's kind of their community that they serve. But they're the 8th largest credit union here in California. But the only credit union that I know of that owns a chain of payday stores called Nick's Neighborhood Lending. And Nick's was bought by Connecta in 2007. And they bought Connecta with the hopes they'd be able to elevate those people out of that lifestyle up into a mainstream financial service lifestyle and become Connecta customers. We took our ideas that we came up with and we generated with Connecta, and we came up with prototypes. And prototypes fell into 3 categories: savings, credit cards, and loans. And then we took those to the field and we got feedback. And what, as you know, as I mentioned with design thinking, you start over again. So you get the feedback from your prototypes, you go back, you learn more about your customers, and you go through and define more. You fine-tune your ideas, and you keep doing this until you come up with a viable solution. And we came up with one. But first, the way I'll end it is I'll tell you what the solution was, and I'll let you hear from some of the customers of that solution. I wanted to pause now and answer questions.
So the exercise, the visual exercise that they're going through, how do you know that they still keep in mind like that stated, I'm focused on debt, and they don't think about something else like, oh, I'm hungry, I'm gonna pick a burger, or what have you?
Yeah.
Like, how do you keep them on track?
Well, yeah, you say to them, you always ask them, which image, and you have them describe it, because what I may see in the picture may be different than them. And then I say to them, and how's that relate to being in debt? And if it doesn't make sense, then I know that that's not very meaningful.
How do you go about selecting your pictures, and do you use them always for different focus groups if it's a different client and everything, or is it rotating?
Well, you only take out sensitive things. So like on this, we would take out the wallet, you know, the ball of money. But it's always random images. You just want to remove anything that's obvious. Okay, that's it.